Hey friends, it's Jennifer. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm back with this quilted rag cover journal that we've been working on. And today we are going to work on some of the decoration or the inside parts of this journal. And so this is going to be a process that I go through, and I go through it a couple of different times. And it's just sort of the way I work through it, but we're going to go through and put some things in this journal. Now, right now I'm going through and looking for any of the pages that have some things that I want to change, like this right here. Some of these pages I used from old journals, some signatures that I never actually put in a journal. And so this was one of the particular ones that had something in it that I wasn't crazy about. So I just reused that signature, and I'm just going through here and taking off the parts that I don't like. And so that's going to be kind of the first step in this process of decorating this particular journal. It's just me flipping through here, looking for places that I know that I want to change or to do something different with. Here is another spot. This is a double pocket, and I believe it has the word roses on it, and I'm not crazy about it. So I'm trying to see if this will come off pretty easy. It's not. It's glued down pretty good. So I just decided to cut down the sides there where it's sewn and just tear that first pocket off. And so that's how I fixed this one pocket page. It still leaves me a pocket, but I'm just going to take a piece of scrap paper and put down at the bottom over top of that right there. And I'm just going to ink it up and glue it down. I love when you can go through and use some journal signatures or some things that you've already created and put them together in a newer form to create something new. And so that's what I did with some of these pages, some of these signatures. This page is also another one. I love the waterfall, but I'm not crazy about this blue paint on here. There's a piece of thin ribbon on there. And again, I'm just testing it to see if it's really nailed down, and it is. So I'm just going to use some white acrylic gesso, and I'm just going to paint over that area a couple of times and dry it with my heat gun until this area is kind of covered up sufficiently enough for me. And so after that's dried, I'm going to take this, it's like a seafoam green paper that I have dyed, and I'm just going to tear it down in off the edges and the top and the bottom, just enough to fit in this space. I use the gesso just to make sure that there wouldn't be any bleed through on this paper, and so now I'm just inking it, and I'm going to put that down in that spot on top of this page. And now I'm going to, over top of that little piece of thin ribbon, I'm just going to take a piece of lace, and I'm just going to glue that down right over top of that. And this is just one of the ways that you could correct some pages that you weren't happy with. Here's another piece where I had a piece of paper on there that I didn't like. It was a circle. So I'm just taking a circle punch and I'm cutting out a different piece of paper and I'm just going to glue that down in that spot there. And so here is a little pocket. So I'm just going to stick something in there to remind me that's a pocket. This is an envelope that I need to glue, but we'll do that later. Okay, so that was the first flip through. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning again and go through, but this time I'm going to put some pockets in. I like pockets in the front cover and the back cover. So here I'm just taking a piece of paper and I'm just measuring it up and I'm going to cut it into like a half pocket, like a triangle half pocket, and I'm just going to measure that out, take it around to my sewing machine and sew around the edges, ink it, and then glue it down into the first cover, the front cover of this book. Okay, so now I do a second flip through and I'm just now looking at different details that I might not have seen before. Like this page is looking a little blank, so I'm just going to add one of the collage circles that I've made in other videos. And I'm just going to glue half of it down where it'll show on one side and the other, just to give it a little something on the page. And here is something that I missed the first flip through. It was a place where I had messed up on this pocket. So I'm just going to take one of these collage hearts that I have made and I'm just going to glue it into that spot just to cover that up. And I like this sort of waterfall effect on these papers. So I'm going to help them stand out a little bit better. I'm just going to ink the edges of these just so that they will pop off of the journal whenever you get to that page. And so here is the other side of that waterfall, or a waterfall page where it's shorter, pages are shorter in there. So I'm just going to ink those up as well. And again, it's not the same for every page or every journal that I do. I just kind of intuitively flip through it and just do what I feel. I do this several times throughout the process. Everyone says, oh, why would you go through it multiple times? It's just the way that I do things. I go through it multiple times and just look at it with a different view each time and just do things different. Like here, this is the side where I put some crocheted edge in there, and I'm going through there and trimming that down, those edges down a little bit, and then I'm unraveling the yarn on there where it will make multiple threads on there, so it'll just have a little bit of frilliness to the journal. And again, it's just sort of intuitive. It's just how I do it. I will flip through several times. During this video, you'll see me flip through several times, but this won't be the only time that I flip through the journal. I do it several times, and just as it catches my eye, that's what I do. And here this edge had some fabric on it, and it was crooked when I put it down, but I just went back and trimmed it up a little bit. And so here is some more pages where they are in a waterfall effect. And so I'm just giving a little bit of ink on the edge just to help them stand out a little bit better. And again, here I'm just untwisting the thread at the bottom of this just to make it look fuller. And here we are back to the flip page, and I'm just making sure everything turned out okay there. And now there's a doily here, and I've decided to move it to the next page with a paper clip. And then I'm going in here and trimming some more pages. And now I've decided to glue down this envelope section here. I'm just going to tuck this in there to remind me later that it's there. Okay, and so now we're to the back of the book, and I'm going to put another triangle pocket in the back of this book, and I'm just measuring it out here, and I'm just going to cut that out and then glue it into place in the back of the book. Okay, so now we're back at the front, and now when I think about making journals for people, I like to put a different variety of things inside the journal, whether it be journaling cards that I've made or store-bought ephemera that I have made. I like to give people some variety whenever it comes to the journal. Yes, they can write on the page, but I like for them to have some extra things in there as well. So I have some prayer cards that I got from the Dollar Tree, some ephemera that I have bought from the store pack, and then some things that I've made myself. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go through and stamp on the back of a piece of ephemera. It's a card that I had gotten from a pack at a store, and I'm just going to stamp out the words, "This journal belongs to." You can see here, just because I like for people to be able to have that in there. And you can see I've put a prayer card in the back of this pocket with this, and I'm just going to clip it in with my paper clip. And then I'm just going to go through and I'm going to find spots, different pockets or different places that I just feel like it needs a little something, and I'm just going to pop those into the journal. This is a store-bought piece of ephemera, and I've just inked it and put it inside of the pocket there. You can see I'm still going through and inking some of these pages and just looking for journal cards. This particular one I had made from some scraps, and I'm just going to go in there and clip them into the journal along with some clusters and different things that I have made. This next pocket, I've got a piece of scrapbook paper that I'm just going to tear down to size and ink it up and put it inside of this pocket. And so now I've got some other pieces of ephemera that I have made from this big bag, you can see. And this one I just happened to stamp on and tea-dyed the page, and I'm just going to glue that one directly onto the page. Sometimes it's just really intuitive. You see something and you feel like it needs to be glued down or maybe just clipped in. This particular piece I wanted to glue in. This page I didn't really want to clip anything in, but I felt like it needed something. So I just got this dyed doily that I'm just going to glue the edge down to. You can clip something to it or just right behind it. This is a pocket that I'm not going to put anything in, but I am going to put something into this belly band. I'm just going to get one of these little journal cards and slide it in there. And now I have some stencils, and on these waterfall pages that I previously inked the edges of, I'm going to go in here and I'm also going to ink a stencil on to each of the 3 pages, just so you can kind of see it visually when you look at it. When you open up those pages, you can see the 3 different colors with the same stencil on there, and it just will make the page pop. So I had already put a piece of ephemera in this pocket, and I just added another one. And now I have some washi tape, and I'm just going to add some to the pages throughout the journal, just to pages I feel like need a little something extra. And so I'm just going, you can see me here just measuring it out, and I'll just cut off the edges at the top and the bottom just to even it up, but it gives all of the pages a little bit of extra something on them. And this page has a doily pocket, and I just wanted to add a piece of paper in there, and I like the way that this one turned out, so I'm just going to ink it up and leave it in there. It is removable, so you don't have to use it in that specific spot, but it is something that will fit that spot or can be moved. So those are the kinds of things I like to put into my journals. Here are a couple of pieces of stamped ephemera that I made, and I'm just tucking them into this particular pocket. And again, I'm going to add another piece of store-bought ephemera that I had tea dyed. The phrase says escape and the card says Milano, so I thought that those fit together. And I'm just going to add some more little pieces of ephemera, some tickets that I have made and stamped. And I'm just going to add them in here to this little pocket. And so we're here to the last pocket, and I'm just going to put some little pieces of store-bought ephemera cards in the back of that. And so I really hope you enjoyed watching this video of some ways that you can decorate your journal. It's not all of the ways, obviously, but it is some of the ways. There'll be more things that I add to it, but I just wanted to share with you, since we've been working on this journal, what I had put in it so far. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you the next time.